Welcome back to the Alamo Ranch Ward podcast. And we have had the summer off.
That's
it has
right.
been a very quiet summer of no podcasting. And so what better way to kick off the fall series
I feel
of
so
the,
honored.
the Alamo Ranch Ward podcast
Okay.
than with Kelly Smith. Welcome to the Alamo Ranch
Thank
podcast.
you. Thank you. It's good to be back.
It is good to be back.
Yeah.
You've been in the ward now a year, a little
Yes.
over a year.
Yeah.
And so we have this thing in the Alamo Ranch ward where everything falls apart in the summer. People disappear. We don't see them for weeks and months.
I remember that
And
when we
then,
moved in. It
poof,
was like,
these people just show up.
yes.
So,
Yeah. Last summer we moved in, and then all of a sudden, like half the ward, I thought they moved out, but like you said, they returned.
You moved in. We're like, did we move into a branch?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's lovely. The Alamo Ranch ward, for anyone that's new, you've landed in a wonderful ward.
Well, let's start there. So you guys moved in a year ago. Tell us about your family and where
Okay.
you came from.
Yeah. So I grew up in Pocatello, Idaho, southeastern Idaho. I am not a potato farmer's daughter, much to maybe people's disappointment. But yeah, just grew up there, went to school. But what brought us to San Antonio is my husband's in the military.
Yep.
He's an Air Force attorney, a JAG.
So it sounds like a lot more rockin' to be like a JAG than like I'm a lawyer.
Sure. Yeah, right? It sounds more spicy. Yeah. So this is our fifth assignment. So as newbies in the Air Force, started in Tucson, Arizona, Tampa, Florida, North Carolina, Nebraska, and now here.
Oh,
So that's
always in the United States, never overseas yet.
that's our hope. That's our dream, but it has not happened yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not due to the nature of his lawyering or something.
No. We're going all in this next assignment, putting our top 10 all four in. So maybe that will get us there. Who knows? But yeah, we move every 2 years, so that's I think a little bit unique for the position that he's in. So we're only here for a short time, so we just like to jump in and go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're here to see and do it all. There you go, most
As much as you can do in 2 years.
Sure.
And so what stands out as unique to you about San Antonio or about Alamo Ranch or anything like what's different about living here in Texas?
Community-wise, I would say culture. We came from the Midwest as of most recent, and moving here in a good way. We're a little bit of a minority culturally,
Okay.
I would say, but we like that, right? And we love our kids to experience seeing a different culture and being the minority and knowing like we can learn new things from other people, right? And that's the beauty of the military. As far as our ward, this has been the best ward. And I've been telling people that as they move away or as they move in, I might get a little emotional. I'll try to hold it together here. But really, it really has been the best word of just bringing people in and making fast friends, and people just take you into their circle and you feel like you're part of it, right?
Yeah.
And that hasn't always been the case, and it's been incredible.
It must be really hard, like when you're only 2 years in a ward too.
Sure.
And some wards you go into, and I'm sure you're not the only one there, there for a short period of time, or you might be one of the few people there at a short time. So
Yeah.
that must be different, from place to place that you
It
go.
is, for sure. Yes.
Well, good job, ward.
I was going to say, bravo, Alamo Ranch, create an environment of welcomeness.
We hope that the community, a lot of people sort of complain like the community aspects of the church are going away. We don't have this or we don't have that we used to have. But, I don't feel that. Like, I feel like the community is just as strong as it ever was, as long as, you kind of show up to church and show up to the activities.
And invest yourself in it.
Yeah. Bring yourself and have fun. So what was it like to grow up in Pocatello? What were you into growing up?
Well, I was a bit of a choir nerd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was choir president. I maybe a little bit of a nerd. I was into lots of clubs and seminary
Okay.
council. But I also I played volleyball and I played basketball. I did a little cheerleading in my time.
Nice.
So
Did you come from a big family?
I am the youngest of 5,
Youngest of 5.
the baby. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I would say people teased me in college from being from Idaho. I don't really know why. I never really understood it, but I feel like Idaho's a great place to grow up.
Yeah.
And like anyone, we don't know any different. I'm like, why are you hating on Idaho?
It's the only upbringing I knew.
That's right. So for me, it was a great place to be raised. It was probably like 50% LDS and the other 50% other, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was a good place to see how other people made choices that weren't members of the church and still gave me that opportunity to test my belief system, right?
Sure.
As much as you can do as a high school student.
Right.
So,
Yeah, because we're all in high school.
yeah.
We're just figuring out how to tie our shoes and have like good hygiene and stuff.
Exactly,
in our
right?
lives.
Nothing's too complicated before you get out of the house. So it was good.
So living in Pocatello, now Pocatello is fairly small, right? Like
It is.
50,000 people.
Yes.
Okay,
Look
see?
at you
that
on
was
your
like,
stats.
That was a blind guess in the dark. It really was.
Wow. Yes.
So
Smaller. town.
smallish, not big enough to have a Target or whatever,
Yes.
but like not so big that you have 3 Costco's or
Sure.
something. Was your class like? Did you feel like you knew everybody in high school? Like you knew your class really well, like the people you graduated with?
Yeah,
and
it was about-
small town enough to like know your people.
Sure. Yeah. I would say graduating class about 350. So certainly familiar with all the faces. Maybe didn't know everyone by name.
And then your youngest of 5. Anything interesting or stands out in your mind about your upbringing, like things your family did differently, or like weird traditions you had, or sports that you played, or I don't know, like family reunions, or
I was talking to my husband about this, and I don't know if it's something to be ashamed of, but I feel like looking back on my childhood, I'm like, I think it was about as boring and normal as a childhood could get.
regular, just average, regular
Just
American,
regular?
Idahoan, non-potato based childhood.
Sure. Yeah, there you go. I remember my mom grew up, I mean, maybe this is what people think of when they think of Idaho, in a very small town that has no stoplights down the main street, and just fond memories of, Christmases, hanging out with cousins, riding behind 4-wheelers on the sleds down the middle of the streets, or
Cold weather outside.
yeah, cold weather, or summers 4-wheeling in some farmland, or riding down irrigation ditches,
Yeah.
So that's as exciting as it really got for me.
Yeah. I remember in southern Utah floating down an irrigation ditch once in an inner tube and wondering like about my life choices.
Sure, yes, yeah. But in Idaho, that's just how it flies.
There could be anything under this water.
It's true.
Who
True.
Who knows what's under there?
Amazing we're still here.
It's right. It's like, the things I did. Okay, so then where did you go to school? College after?
Yeah, so I went to BYU and knew pretty soon off the bat what I wanted to do.
And that was
Nursing.
nursing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So feel pretty fortunate that I had some direction from the beginning. And I will share a regret, maybe.
There you go.
There you go. Life regret.
Yeah.
Love that I studied nursing. Loved BYU. If I were to give anybody advice going to college, is study hard, work hard, but also enjoy the journey. Nursing was very competitive at BYU.
Yeah.
It was really difficult to get into. People applying multiple times and eventually just being told, don't apply again, you're not going to get in. And so I think the study habits that you had to put in place to get into the program, perpetuated through the program, it kind of makes me sad that I didn't do more fun things or enjoy it a little bit more. My husband's a very big sports fan, and it was sad I didn't go to a BYU football game until after I had graduated from BYU.
Yeah.
So still loved it though. I'm
Yeah.
a devoted BYU fan.
Okay.
But I look back and think, man, I wish I would have just
Could have enjoyed that.
let
more.
loose a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hear you on that. I have the regret of never doing a study abroad.
Okay.
Where I was like, why was I got out of there in 8 semesters. Like I had a plan from the beginning and I was like,
Yes.
bam, 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 bam.
Yes.
I'm out of here. I'm not paying for this anymore. But like I look back and I'm like, I should have done a study abroad. Like this was the one free moment of my life.
Yes, and I think that's what I look back on is why are college students in such a rush? I understand the financial piece of it, right?
Yep.
And then want to like get out into the world. But like this is your time to really just take it in and figure out who you are and enjoy life as like an independent person, as a grown up. Just take it slow, enjoy it. I mean, it is an investment, so make your money's worth, right?
Right.
Work hard, study hard, but don't be afraid to have some fun.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you finished the nursing program straight through?
I did actually do a study abroad.
Okay.
I was hoping to go to BYU Jerusalem, but they had closed it
Yeah.
for a time. And so I opted to do a semester in Nauvoo, which was kind of like this alternative program that they had created. So I went and lived in a nunnery across, I should say this. It used to be a nunnery, but that's where the BYU students were housed in like a nunnery that the church had bought. And it was right across the street from the Nauvoo temple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was like daily temple trips to the Nauvoo temple.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an incredible experience. Church history focused as far as the classes, but also some English and music. And they did have some academic focus classes, but really it was like church history centric.
And you're there during the busy time of the year, right? The summer, like
Actually, fall semester,
was fall semester. Okay.
September, October,
So
November,
it's like
December.
more mellow, and you can actually really kind of go and enjoy
Yes.
these things and not
Yes.
feel like
Take it
you're
at
part
your
of
pace.
a big summer
Yeah.
horde of tourists.
Yeah, lovely. And then they took us on a 2-week trip, seeing everything from New York to Nauvoo, and
okay.
another 2-week trip Nauvoo to winter quarters, and all
Awesome.
the sites in between.
Yeah. So then you hit them all.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like a bucket list family vacation I want to go on, because we've been multiple times to Nebraska to do a gymnastics camp there.
Okay.
And I take the boys to winter quarters while we're there, because it's right there by the airport. Makes a lot of sense to do that. But I'm like, there's so much between like winter quarters to Nauvoo to Ohio to New York to
Yeah.
Vermont. Like there's just so much. Like I
There
want to do
is.
this whole
The
large
journey, right?
Journey. Like I want to follow the saints from the
Yes.
beginning all the way to, landing in Salt Lake. It's so many things you want to do in life. Mm-hmm. How did you meet your husband?
Well, I'm a nurse, and I actually took care of Tyler, who is my husband. He was my patient in the ER.
Nuh-uh.
He was.
Isn't that the Florence Nightingale effect,
It's
right?
true. I mean-
it really exists.
Just, took his breath away, put the oxygen on to supplement. No.
Why was he in the ER? What had
He-
brought him in?
He had a surgery and kind of had some post-operative complications.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I saved his life, so he was kind of indebted to me,
Forever.
and then had to forever, and at least had to take me on a first date. So yeah, room 12, Utah Valley ER.
Oh, that is
where
so
the magic
funny.
happened.
Really? So was it? I mean, at the end of his hospital visit, was he like, "Hey, I'm kind of interested in you. Like, can I get your number?"
Well,
I mean, did you,
I may have been a very thorough nurse and reached out to my patient
Oh,
on
that's
Facebook
right.
Messenger.
No, that's the right thing to do.
I mean, I had to know if things were
Everything
going
was
smoothly.
okay. It's a
Yes.
post. What do you call that? A post visit or
Yes,
post op?
call. Yeah, post-op visit. Yeah.
So how long did you guys date, and like when did the sparks fly and everything become,
Sure.
for eternity?
It took a bit, Let's talk about one more life lesson. Right time, right person, right place.
Yeah.
And so in the ER, that was how it started, but it took some time for me to kind of figure out who was right for me and what I wanted in a marriage.
Interesting.
And so it took some time. We dated
So you
off
made
and
this
on.
connection, but then it took some time before it
did.
actually played out into
It
a
did.
relationship.
Yep. We would, go on a date, and then it would be nothing for a couple months, and then we'd go out again. He has his version, his side of the story. So
Can't wait to
maybe
hear that.
I was going to say further down the line, a future podcast.
Compare versions.
There you go. It worked out as it should.
Awesome. That's great. And so tell us a little bit about your kids. You've got
3 kids.
3 kids.
Almost 10-year-old, 6-year-old, 4-year-old. Girl, boy. Yeah.
And was that just like natural just to go from getting married, having kids, building a family together? Or was that like, holy cow, what are we doing?
I would say maybe not as traditional as many other members. We waited about 5 years to have children.
Okay.
Tyler, as I said, he's an attorney, and we met after I had graduated BYU. Ooh, right? I actually left BYU without being married.
Same.
Crazy, right?
All the same. Yeah. Same as us.
Right. I even had grannies trying to set me up with their grandsons
Oh,
in
yeah.
the ER.
Every
right?
time I went to home to my mom's house, like everybody in the ward would be like, I have a granddaughter.
Sure. yes. You feel
Oh,
it,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. You graduate from BYU and you have failed.
Right. No, right. It's like, how did you go there? What did you do? You must have done something wrong.
But I think that comes from like the so same thing. I was in a very intense major, like we're very focused on education, very focused on working, like just getting through the experience. And I also had this thing of like everything looks the same at BYU. Mm-hmm. And once you leave, then you realize, oh, there's a lot of difference in the selection out here.
Yes.
I now see the difference, that maybe everything looked the same. Like now I can kind of tell
What you really want.
what I really want, and that made that easier. I mean, it's
Sure.
harder, but easier. So I
Yeah.
don't know if maybe it's similar, like you're talking about the focus that the nursing program related, like
Sure. I think that contributed. Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah. We did decide to wait. Tyler was in law school. Not to say that people don't wait and there's nothing.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Families come in all kind of ways.
There you go. But I didn't feel like the timing was quite right to start our family. And shortly after he started law school, I just felt like I should go back to school myself.
Okay.
So I went back to BYU, round 2, and got my
Wow.
master's as a nurse practitioner. So when we were done and set, we left Provo, and both of us had completed our education. And days after graduation, I had my first baby.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So did you have a lot of time to like to be a nurse, to like professionally?
Yeah, I worked as a nurse in the ER for 9 years. And then our first daughter was born. I worked for about a year and a half. And Tyler took her to law school his last year, and she was his little buddy and pal.
Oh, that's the best.
So about 9 years total of nursing. And now I've been a mom.
But talk about like a high stress environment to be a nurse, right? Like working, and that's hard. Starting a family and having a husband getting through law school.
Yeah.
I mean, people tell horror stories just about getting through law school by itself.
Yeah.
Or getting through nursing school by itself. And here you guys are doing like all these 3 things at a time. How did you survive that?
I would say good support system to each other, for each other, right? Because Tyler was in school, I was in school, I was also working. And then the baby came too, right? But I would just say being able to work together as a couple and being able to understand that both of us have things that we value and being able to give and take where it was important to each of us. And Heavenly Father, right? There was a lot of prayers, a lot of faith. So I would say that was what would got us through.
Yeah. Did you feel a huge relief after that sort of all settled in? Like,
Yes.
did you feel like it sort of kids here were graduated, suddenly things sort of calmed down, or did it just continue to barrel forward?
No, absolutely. It was like we felt like we kind of had completed that stage of life and then started our journey as a military family, and it's felt right.
Did that feel like a really intentional choice, like the military thing, where you sort of knew what you were getting into from the beginning and you had like long discussions about this is how we're going to do this?
Yeah.
Or did it feel like it was a good idea and now you've lived into it for so many years, you sort of know what it is?
Fair. Tyler had always wanted to be in the military. He doesn't have any family in the military. It was just always something that he wanted to do. Shared that before we got married, and I was like, okay, I could be open to that. And it's fairly competitive to get into the Air Force as a JAG. And so when we felt like we got that acceptance, it was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We both really love to travel. We both really love to adventure. And that was very appealing to us, knowing that we would be moving every 2 years. To be able to see the world, see the country, was both something that really was enticing to the both of us.
Okay. So that wasn't like
It wasn't a negative. It's a positive.
Okay.
It's tough.
And has it remained that way?
It has, yes.
That's awesome.
I think we're coming to a tipping point here. Our daughter will finish elementary school this year, and we'll have a move at the end of this year, and she will then enter the middle school years.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly. So they have been incredibly resilient children. They're still small, but I think they are entering those formative years that I think will determine whether or not this is going to be the journey for us still as a family. So to be determined.
That's awesome. Every military story, like everybody's story, right, in life is different, but every military story is unique too, in terms of like, how did we make this decision and how do we feel about it now?
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. I want to talk a little bit about your faith journey through life.
Sure.
So you grew up a member of the church. Do you have like a turning point in your life where you felt like it all started to make sense to you or to register like, oh, like I don't just do this because this is my family's faith. Like when did it start to become like your faith?
Growing up, I feel like I was kind of like born with that nature of obedience, of just like, I want to be obedient. I want to make good choices. And that followed me through my college years. Interestingly enough, when I went to that semester at Nauvoo, we were on the Eastern trip of the church history tour. And I had the thought of like, man, I was praying like, is it all true? Is all this that I'm learning, this history, the gospel, like, is this really it? And then the next day, we went down on the banks of the Susquehanna River, where Peter and James and John appeared, where Joseph and Oliver were baptized. And we were down on the banks of the Susquehanna River. And all of a sudden, like a camera crew started meandering down the banks of the river, and we were like, this is odd. This is like a really sacred place. I wonder what people are doing down here. And then Elder Bednar comes out of the trees, and it felt like out of nowhere, and it was out of nowhere for us. And he told the camera crews like, stop filming. He was there filming his testimony for the Special Witnesses video. Okay. And he said, I want to stop filming. I want to suspend the project. I need to sit down with this group of youth, and I just need to answer their questions for 1 hour.
Wow.
And he did. They just stopped. Cameras were put down. Camera crew just stepped off to the side. We all just sat down on the side of the river, and we just fired questions at him.
Wow.
for an hour.
A bunch of really smart BYU students all trying to stump.
I guess, trying to
Elder
figure it
Bednar.
out, right? But it wasn't until the end, we were walking away, wrapping things up. I was one of the last students there and had my back turned to him. And he said, hey. And I turned around thinking like, are you talking to me? He's like, yeah, you. He's like, hey, you just remember what happened here really happened. And it felt like he was answering the question that I had the night before. Heavenly Father telling me like, yes, what you're learning, these things, they really did happen. So it's a special witness for me, a special experience. So I would say that was a really faith-building experience. To answer as well, I think once I started having my own children, I think that was also a turning point in my testimony of how am I going to raise these children? I am responsible for them. Is what I believe, what I want to pass on to them.
Yeah.
And I think that's something also of just a reaffirming of like, yes, absolutely. Like the choices I made has led me to so much goodness and so much happiness. So those are the two things I would say have strengthened my faith or been pivotal moments in my faith journey.
You sort of predicted my second question, which was how does that then translate into home life, like your life now, the way you parent, the way you, and it's, I mean, you already responded to it, like the responsibility of having these little kids in your life. And you're like, oh boy, what am I going to tell them?
Right.
You know, like they're looking to me.
Yes.
And that's a big responsibility sometimes, right?
Yeah. Overwhelming for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing those things.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else haven't we talked about? What else do we need to cover? What are your favorite foods?
Oh, I am a big foodie. So if there's anybody in the ward that needs a restaurant companion to food with them, I don't know if that's the right terminology. I love most all cuisines. Not a big seafood fan, but maybe the military just needs to station me in Japan and I can overcome that.
Yeah.
But yes, big foodie. I don't know if I could give you a favorite, but
just good food. Like,
good food. I love trying new restaurants. I would say that's one of my hobbies is eating out, trying new foods, new dining experiences. I won't say no to most anything. Baked good, savory, sweet. I'm there for it.
Do you enjoy reading, or are you reading anything in particular that you like or you would recommend to other people?
Oh, well, I don't discriminate against any type of book. I enjoyed actually something that's been super fun as a military member or a military wife or spouse is everywhere I go, I try to find a book club.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like, number one, I love to read. I love to chat and discuss, but it also just breaks you into that new community or in that new ward. So I love reading all. I will say I'm a very devoted Harry Potter fan.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So to any Harry Potter fans out there, Harry Potter's birthday is coming up here in just this week, July 31st.
I didn't know the date. Sorry.
All right. I guess I know where you stand with Harry Potter,
Yeah,
Bishop.
I know. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
But yes.
Yeah, our family, we have been to Harry Potter World. The kids have watched the movies, have read the books.
Okay.
I've only ever watched the movies. I've not read the
Oh,
books.
Bishop.
So it's kind of a big failure on my part.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't look down on you for it, but I'm a little disappointed.
It's a lot of pages.
It's true.
It's a lot of
It's true. I have faith in you. You can do it.
I could do it. I am currently sitting on a stack of biographies of church leaders that I'm like really struggling to make it through.
Okay.
And so as soon as I get through all that, maybe I'll go back to the fiction.
All right. There we go. All right.
I'm a failure.
No.
I don't like to read. When I graduated from grad school, because I had to read a lot.
Yeah,
Because
so-
I was a humanities major, right? Like I was just done with
You
reading.
needed a break.
My brain was like, I just do not want to read, and I kind of forgot to read how to read for fun. You know?
Yes.
And so I need to relearn
Yeah.
how to read for fun again.
I actually can relate to that. You're like, oh, this is something to take and enjoy, not to analyze
Yeah.
as I'm going.
I don't have to think about that. I don't have to write an essay about this later. I don't have
Yes.
to, be critically thinking or whatever. Just like I can just read this and just, enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right. Any parting words, thoughts that you want to leave the members and friends of the Alamo Ranch Ward?
I would just say thank you to the Alamo Ranch Ward for making this feel like our family and our home for this past year. And I know it will be the same for the upcoming year. And welcome to all the new families who their lives have been brought here. It's going to be incredible. And you're going to make friends that are going to last a lifetime.
And I will say thank you. Thank you for bringing the amazing energy to the ward and the amazing inclusiveness to the ward.
Yes.
And for also sacrificing a piece of your husband to me.
Absolutely. Yes.
He's currently serving as executive secretary, for those who don't know, and that's a really critical calling for a bishop to feel successful. So I appreciate your sacrifice to
course.
make that happen too. So, all right. Thanks.
Thanks.